Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, I wanted to give you guys my first impressions after testing Ivan. Now, I just tested him on stream for a couple hours over here on the Rem OP account. So this is more of a mid-game test. I'm also going to test him in the early game because I think he's going to be a savage in the early game, supporting a hyper carry power leveled unit. I think that's where he's going to be, and I think he will go straight on the wish list for Graveborn for new accounts, in my opinion. I will get back to you guys once I test that. And also, obviously, I will test him in the end game and his viability. And I'll keep an eye out on ladders in Cursed Realm and all that sort of stuff to see how he's performing over there. But in this mid-game stage, also, if you want to see, because we are into Chapter 23 now, we were stuck halfway through Chapter 22, and once we got him, we pushed through the whole chapter fairly easily, to be honest, until we got into 33, where we need 2 teams, which is when it gets a bit harder. But honestly, he was fantastic. But if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link to the stream that we just did in the description. It's there as a VOD. You can watch that. Honestly, I'm having a lot of fun streaming, so I am going to be doing regular streams, none over the weekend, but I'll get back into them on Monday. So if you want to join, definitely come in on the stream. If you're watching a video and you see the red circle around my logo, it means we're live. You can click on that and you can jump into the stream. But I'm having a ton of fun with that. But like I said, I found him very valuable in here. Now, just quickly, when we look at him, he's got 24 signature item. Now, at 24 signature item, I think he's going to be a good low investment hero too, because I feel like he was very useful for me at this stage of the game at 20 signature item. Yet I think where he gets really strong is going to be at 30 signature item, because then he becomes like an energy battery and he becomes crazy with energy regeneration. Now, past that, on this one, we've only got the 3 furniture and no engraving. I think we're like 15 engraving, but no engraving skills. And the furniture we get at 3, it's not like the craziest. Like, honestly, his 3 furniture isn't the craziest thing, so it's not giving him too much. Now, when we compare his gear to my other characters, compared to Mishka, Lucretia and Rem, he's got pretty poor gear. He's a bit better than my Scarlet, and then he's better than everyone else. So he does have pretty good gearing, but he's nothing crazy on this account. A fairly low investment is what you would call him at this point, with 20 signature item and 3 furniture and no engravings. So, like I said, he was working really well in any team that I decided to put him in. If we jump in here, I'll show you the way he works. Now, he is crazy in how fast this guy ults. Now, I thought I was being big brain when I put him with Rem, because, and then put him in the front row, because if someone dies with Rem when she's got 9 furniture, she gives them the cheat death and energy, and I had rolled in there. And I was getting him into ult within the first 3 seconds of the battle. Then I chucked him in this, and I realized, wait, we don't need all those fancy things, because this dude just ults on 27 seconds. He ults on 27 seconds. The dude insta ults. You can play him in the front row. He does die sometimes, but he survives a fair bit in the front row, and he ults that fast. Now, the shield, when he ults, you got to remember he's fearing an enemy. His little thingies are also taunting and fearing enemies, so he has that good control. The shield is a thing. Honestly, I don't know how important the shield... it's hard to gauge the weight of how good that shield is at this stage. And I think at higher deficits, it's going to be less about the shield again. But he is giving attack rating. He is giving haste to the character he's attached to. And the big thing as well is he's giving CC immunity. And that is a really valuable thing in my opinion. So I really like him. Now, in this one, I'm chucking him with Lucretia, just because Lucretia is my weakest team here. Well, it's not my weakest team, but over here with the Scarlet team, which is my weakest team, we're just beating, the throwaway enemy at the end. So we're trying to make this one work. So I'm chucking him in with this. We're not quite getting it. Honestly, this stage is really bad for my Lucretia with these 2 enemy teams. So it's kind of scuffed. But like I said, if you want to see Chapter 22, you can jump and watch that stream. Otherwise, I'll show you these chapter. And the funny thing about these ones is, if we go over here, he was in this formation here helping my Scarlet. And I think he's going to be great with... I feel like Scarlet... Awaken Belinda, Rem, maybe even Awaken Athalia, any hyper carry, he's going to be great with. I think in all aspects of the game. I'm curious to see if he can burst through into the leaderboards on Cursed Realm and stuff like that, but not too sure. Treasure Scramble, PvP, I think he's going to have viability, but once again, I could be wrong just with how fast he ults, and then you can give your hyper carry stats, but also immunity. I feel like that's going to be a very valuable effect in PvP ratings and stuff like that. So we'll have to see how he performs in the next Treasure Scramble with his win rates, but I think it's going to be pretty decent. So I think he's going to be good around the board. But this one, if you look at this, I didn't even realize we had no gear on our Scarlet. We still managed to clear this stage. The dude is pretty solid. If we go back to battle statistics, you can see he dealt a bit of damage, but keep in mind, Scarlet had no gear. So if Scarlet had gear, he wouldn't be dealing that much damage. But I think the beauty behind his little summonable guys, like his suicide bombers, is that they taunt and they also have that little stun. I don't know when they get the stun. I think it's pretty sure it's on the engraving, so I don't think I even have that yet. Didn't actually check, but the taunt is nice. I could see it once when I got to a 1v1 with him and a Brutus. Like the Brutus would run at him, attack, he'd summon one of them, Brutus would run away, he'd run back, run away, run back, because they're always taunting. So the taunt was pretty decent, and I think it would have more functionality as we go, but that's just a basic look at where I was using him. So in this type of formation, we chuck him in, and as you can see, 27 seconds, 26, 25. Okay, it took him down to 25 seconds to do it because he's in the back row, stuff like that, RNG, all that sort of stuff. But still, not too bad time on getting the shield up and activating that effect. So I think he's really solid in that sense. And as you can see, you know, we pretty much slap. These enemies are the weak enemies of the 3-team formations, keep in mind. But all in all, honestly, just a really decent performance. I'm quite impressed with his with the way he's showing out at the moment. Then if we go back here, I'll show you the other replay that I can show you guys. It's going to be this one from 33-4. Once again, we had our ungeared Scarlet in this one. And also, we don't have an artifact on him either. So, I mean, I don't know. Jura's Call, is he going to get it in 2 seconds? I don't know. But he does it fast. Like that one was at 27 seconds as well. So 3 seconds in, keeping in mind, it takes about 2 seconds for characters to run into battle. So it's pretty much a second after combat starts that he's getting that ult off, which is pretty huge. And you can see he's generating all that energy back up. So as soon as he detaches, he's only like 20% of his energy bar away because he can cap out at that 800, which is pretty fantastic. So in general, at this stage, mid-game, fantastic. Early game, I think he's going to be a wishlist character. Once again, I'll reassess this once I test him in the early game, but I feel like the general wishlist I've looked to for me personally would be something like this on a new account now that he's been introduced. Keep the Silas, Odin, and Daemon, and then the last one you can flex around. Some people will want Thorin, some people will want Grizzle. Me personally, I like picking up a Nara, 1 copy of Nara for the early game and 1 copy of Pharrell, so get 2 of those. But yeah, I feel like that last slot is going to be a flex slot, but in general, I feel like he, at this stage, once again, only 2 hours of testing so far, so we've got more to go, but I feel like he's going to be warranting a spot on the wish list for new accounts. We'll have to, once again, test a bit more and wait and see where he actually falls. But that is going to be it. That is my first thoughts around Ivan. Once again, I'll get back with an early game test for new players, and I'll get back with an end game test, and I'll keep track on Cursed Realm formations and stuff like that, and see where he falls in the boss battling scene. Hopefully he finds a place, because it'd be really nice to have another solid 4-faction hero that's really splashable in most places in the game. And I feel like he's got the kit that could do it, so we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.